might have a bit of an issue to deal with at home. I'm a little bit sick. I don't know why. Maybe it's allergies, something, maybe cold. But 5 days late on rent because I didn't pay my rent for this month. It was like 5 days, right? So I guess there's an issue where I texted him. I said, I'm going to be a little bit late on rent. I'll have the money to you as soon as possible. He's totally fine with it. I guess he has some agreement that I actually didn't sign. He thinks I did, but I never signed it because he thought I was going to be a really good tenant, and I was, but which basically said after 4 days he can break and enter and take my stuff, which he ended up doing, which is completely ridiculous. So he's sending me all kinds of threats and how he's going to find me and stuff. I'm like, dude, I think I got a lot more on you than I do. There's no rent agreement, I guess, which is a mistake on my part. I should have got an agreement signed. But he went in, he took my stuff. He's charging me damage fees for the posters that he ripped off the wall. Like theft if I don't get my stuff back, damage to property, and a whole bunch of other stuff. He could, potentially lose his right to
1 kilometer, turn right onto Township Road 540.
He could lose his right to hold tenancies. It's like, obviously it wasn't the best idea not to pay my rent, but I told him I was going to be a little bit late, and whatever. If I paid rent for 5 months, I have a pretty good credibility with him and history of paying rent. So I told him I'd pay 2 months worth on the 15th just to pay the rest in advance for the next month. But he thinks that he runs
right onto Township Road 540.
He has this agreement. He thinks that he can do whatever he wants. So we're gonna go out there, see what's left of my stuff. If there's an issue, I have a few people in Whitecourt that might be able to help me out. I kind of know where the guy lives. I don't know. I don't want it to get out of hand, but it was definitely not handled professionally by any means. I've been completely professional. I've done, helped him out once in a while around there. I've done all my dues, 14 days to pay the rent or leave. I should have known better after meeting the guy, because he's in, it's Whitecourt, I guess, but it's kind of shitty. So we're going to deal with it. And worst case, I don't get my stuff back for a while, but yeah, I don't know. I might stay with my parents for a little bit until I find another place, but shit happens, right? So this isn't set in stone yet, but I might end up skipping stage 1, because ultimately a service-based business, that's the same thing as working a job, except you're working for yourself, right? You're trading your time for money. So like I said, this isn't set in stone, but I might essentially, my parents, if I move back there for a little bit until I find a place to stay, obviously they might want me to get a job, so I might just start working for roofing again, which would be really good, because then I can get a workout in if I can't go to the gym. So I am going to, if I end up falling through with that plan and I am working for, I'll do that for a month or so, make a bit of cash, even if I have to pay my parents a little bit of rent. Then we put that money, go directly into stage 2. Then I can actually develop stage 2. It's going to be an app. So, this might be a cop up here, so I gotta chill. There's also something that I wanted to mention. Stage can be a job. I just wanted to attempt working for myself, because it's something that I've done in the past, and it would put me ahead, because the one big difference is, first of all, you are in control of how much you make. The amount of effort you put in is going to be how much you make. Second of all, you can work on your own schedule, so you don't have to meet deadlines. You don't have to, you got to meet your own deadlines. But you can basically make your own schedule, which is really nice, where if you got a roofing job, like I'm probably going to start doing, you're going to be going on a set schedule to a job for a certain period of time. So I'm probably going to work this job. It might push past the 30 days, because we're already at 10 or 12. And if I get paid halfway through the month, I'm going to put that money into stage 2, which will be an app that I'll be promoting. And then we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of the plan right now. I want to take another stab at like the consulting scene and doing social media marketing or selling products and services. But the reality is that if you don't have those sales skills, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're not naturally born as a salesman, it takes a lot of effort to learn it. And that's something that I haven't done so far, is like learn sales and networking. And it's just like what I've said about Grant Cardone. He says that you can sell anything. So you could pretty much come up with any idea and sell a drowning man a glass of water. I guess that's a saying, right? So, and that's kind of the mentality I went into previous projects with. But the issue with that is if you don't have the fundamental skills you need to actually sell, you're going to fail just about every time. You might get the odd person that's like, yeah, I'll take him for he's got good intentions and he knows what he's doing, which is how it should be. But the reality is you just need to know how to sell, and it's something that I don't have. So I'm going to try, like I said, doing the job thing. It's a little bit different, but that's sort of the plan. Won't be able to go to the gym in the morning, but I'm going to keep doing my runs. Probably going to run a little bit longer now that I have a little bit of cardio. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. So we're not stopping by any means. Life is going to throw curveballs at you, and the biggest thing is learning how to handle them and figure it out. So if you're facing like hard times or whatever, you just got to realize that good times are ahead. You just got to push through and learn from the mistakes. My mistake here was, one, renting a room from somebody that I shouldn't have. I think he was a bad landlord all around. If somebody can't give you 15 days of, or sorry, not 15 days, 5 days of lenience after paying 4 or 5 months of rent, then they're not really a great person to work with. Second of all, always be under contract so that if they decide to do something stupid, you have something to show in court. Because right now all I have is conversations and like money transfers, right? Because he's wanted everything but e-transfers. So it's kind of a tough situation, but it is what it is. Uncle Dean, my uncle, I just went hiking with him. He wants me to go next weekend to Renshaw, which is another sledding area, so it'd probably be pretty cool. But I might have to work a little bit. I gotta make some money, so I might have to skip that one, unfortunately. That's how life goes. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice some things for fun, or sacrifice the fun things for things that you don't want to do. I've gone twice or whatever with him anyway, so I have to skip it. But I'm at a 4-way, so I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you. Bye. I wanted to clarify that if you want to work for yourself during stage 1 and get consulting jobs, a great place to start is friends and family connections. Somebody you know has a business and they might need a website or whatever. So like I said, people are going to be different in different areas, different countries. People talk different, people act different. So maybe it'll be easier for you, maybe it'll be harder for you. Maybe you have experience with sales and stuff, but you can 100%, if you have the skills, make a lot more money working for yourself, doing what I was talking about, rather than working a job. If you get, say, 10 2K clients per month for marketing, that's 20 grand. I don't know personally, but I know of a lot of people that have accomplished building agencies to that size, but it's not something that I don't think I'm ready for. And it's not like, I'm not saying that I'm going to quit and stop learning sales. I just can't. I don't think it's realistic to say that I can accomplish this challenge using that strategy. Everything that I know and that I'm good at involves creating and not directly interacting with people. and like creating really good ads and stuff, but I just can't sell in person. I don't know what it is. Like I said, it's sort of a skill that you're born with, and it takes a long time to learn. So, but definitely give it a try if you think that you're capable of doing something like that. So, oh, and one more thing that I want to mention. I don't want to like discredit myself by going and staying with my parents for a bit. You know, sometimes it's just like I could go stay on the street, but who wants to do that? Or find another place to live, but it's just convenience. And the reality is that I've solved challenges like this before on my own. So it's not like I'm falling back on something that I couldn't overcome otherwise. It's just, you know, it's a little bit easier. It's going to make it a little bit easier to build some money for stage 2. You know, like, and honestly, you could probably, you know, even if I found another place to rent and I had a bit of money to rent, and I found another place for like $800, my monthly expenses are so high right now that honestly, it would probably be about the same for a normal person, you know? So, I just think that anyone can do it, and just because I'm going to stay with my family for a little bit doesn't mean that I'm incapable of overcoming something like this, because I have in the past. It's just, this is the fastest path to get to where I want to go. And everybody's going to be dealt a different hand of cards. My cards weren't the best, but you got to realize that just work with what you have, right? So I think anybody can do it if they try hard enough. WPM's new building is massive.